up. Oh, Nelly, my favorite day of the week. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Husker Hype Radio Podcast, episode 41. I'm Eddie Rosenthal. We got Aaron Worsfold in purple and red, sporting his alumni and also his favorite college football team, the Nebraska Cornhuskers, and E-Rock. He's about to pour himself up either a Bloody Mary or a red beer. We'll find out here soon, I guess. But we're all here. It's episode 41. How are we doing today, fellas?
The boys are buzzing, Ed.
Absolutely buzzing. It's a great day to be alive. We got a little bit of Husker news to start off with. A couple of things outside of the Husker football realm that are exciting as well. Let's go ahead, get into it. First thing here, right off the bat, I think we talk about this, the really biggest Husker related news thing of a very about the team. Corey Collier, who we talked about maybe last podcast or the one before that, no longer with the Nebraska football team. What do we got to think about that, boys?
Couldn't meet the standard. The standard set. You can't match the standard. Get on the road, pal.
It's kind of interesting. I wonder if it's more like kind of a Myles Farmer situation where, I mean, Corey didn't play as many games as Myles, wasn't a starter like Myles, but maybe a guy who had some issues with the way that he was being coached, thought that, maybe he was above some of the expectations of the team and doesn't really align his values to what Nebraska's trying to do. And I think, it doesn't set the standard. And if you're going to try to do your own thing, that's not going to work being a Nebraska football player, And as good of as an athlete as we was, I think we all said we would have loved to see what Corey Collier is going to do this season.
Mm-hmm.
But now he's off the team, and let's see if he finds a landing spot. It'll be interesting if he does. Kind of this late, it's coming in. You're almost at spring ball. Probably when does spring ball start? Probably start of March, right?
Mm-hmm. Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Spring game is April 27th. So it's usually spring game is usually I feel like early April, not April 27th, which is a little interesting, but, yeah, man, I best of luck to him, but sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles. Myles Farmer, talking about him a little bit, he transferred to Syracuse, and I don't know if we covered this, but he transferred again. He's at Appalachian State right now, I believe.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And I don't even know if it's Appalachian State, to be honest with you, dude. It might be Southern Miss maybe or something I know it's a yellow and black team, but that just kind of
you're right, Eddie. Appalachian State. Oh, that's a tough look for Myles, dude.
I know, man. And it's if you're going to transfer out of Nebraska, how many guys that have transferred out of Nebraska actually end up going to somewhere better?
Yeah, they say there's a stat a couple years ago when the transfer portal first was a full deal, and I can't remember what the exact stat was. We can look it up, but it was 75% or plus either go a step below, or they'd go a step below,
and then
D2
half
or
of them
lower.
don't even find a home.
Right.
A lot of these guys, they enter the transfer portal and don't find a home, which is pretty interesting. And yeah, I'm trying to think of a guy right now who went on. I mean, you could say Wan'Dale Robinson, maybe going to Kentucky. They were better than us at the time, for sure. That's the only legitimate one that I can think of, though. What's his name? Casey Rogers to Oregon.
Yeah, but he only played special teams. I was gonna say Casey Rogers, but he didn't.
No, I'm pretty sure he started this year.
He started.
I think he started, or if he didn't start, he had big playing time because they even had him on their social media proposing to his girlfriend on the field.
Yeah. So it's good for those guys, but I mean, if you're not playing for the Big Red, dude, and if you're not on Big Red standards, then it's probably going to be pretty hard to play somewhere else that, if not, the standards will be even higher there.
Yeah.
With a program that's already, we're building right now, but if you want to go to fucking Oregon or Alabama or Ole Miss and you can't fucking play at Nebraska right now, then you might be seeing yourself at Appalachian State.
Could we have used Myles this last year?
That's
I
a
think
good.
I think
Dude, our
yes.
defense was fucking. They were dogs, man.
What do we give the secondary though? I think we gave the secondary like a C or C minus.
Yeah, and
Could Myles get us a letter grade? B minus, C plus?
I don't know if he'd bump us up a whole letter, but you could say when Deshaun Singleton got injured and Phelan Sanford came in. I love the kid. He's from Nebraska, but I probably would have rather had fucking Farmer out there,
Right.
you know? Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, Myles Farmer, he probably could have, but it just comes to like what we were talking about, man. If you don't want to like cooperate with your coaches, then is it even worth it having an athlete like that on the team if he's going to be more of a problem in the locker room or other places?
And it makes you wonder what happened in the Syracuse locker room. Like we
Right.
kind of have an idea that he was, you know, not like an authority here. I wonder what happened there. The fall to App State. That's tough. And at one point in time, he was my favorite player on the team. If the original Hypesters remember,
he was. Yes, he was. What else, man? Yeah. So Corey Collier no longer part of the team. We don't have anybody else right now. I did see on Twitter a couple of guys are coming for Marcus McCooz's head, saying that we're going to see him next. But I don't know. I mean, they're both from Florida, so it makes you wonder too. Like, what is the Florida like? It's got to be. I don't know about the camaraderie in the Florida locker room, man, or what Billy Napier's doing over there.
Napier
And Billy, I think he needs to get his boys under control, you know. And I would say not to come for Marcus McCooz's head yet, because he's coming from a place like Florida where obviously we've seen two guys come in, and also Matt Rhule kicked one off the team and now said in a press conference that one needs to start adhering to our standards. Yeah. So it's just interesting. Both guys are from Florida and both having problems.
I mean, he's been here for what, 2 weeks now, maybe a month.
Yeah.
It takes time to adjust to the Matt Rhule era. This isn't Scott Frost, where if you're talented, you're gonna come in and play. You gotta show up to class. You gotta go work in the community. You gotta do the right things. You're gonna be a Husker football player at the end on the side of your helmet.
Exactly.
That's true.
That's why we're building a culture and not just good players.
That's a good point. Exactly. That's a good point. Napier's down there. It's Florida. It's Gainesville. It's hot. It's hot down there. There's a lot of stuff to do. You know, there's a lot of distractions of sorts.
Yep.
And that's a good thing about Omaha, Nebraska, or Lincoln, Nebraska. Half the time you're wearing a coat and you're outside with your boys running through the snow.
Yep. Exactly.
Accountability. It's hard to keep track of those Florida players. They're going all different places, but in Omaha, you don't really got nowhere to go. And if you do, you got old Dr. E-Rock at the bar. What are you doing out drinking, buddy? Get back to practice. Get start watching film.
Next headline that I got, this was off Twitter again as well. I saw that Matt Rhule, I don't know if it was a press conference or he was talking to some news reporter, but he was saying that Iowa fans have come up to him and asked him to take a picture with Matt Rhule. Guys, could you see yourself seeing Kirk Ferentz and asking you to take a picture with that motherfucker? With all due, like Kirk Ferentz, yeah, good. I mean, he's a college football coach. He's been at Iowa forever. But I'm, as a Nebraska football fan, am not going to go up to my rival head coach, shake his hand, and ask him to take a fucking picture with me.
Yeah, there's no chance. I would do a lot of bad things, Kirk Ferentz, for asking for a picture.
No, I think that you guys are thinking about it wrong. I think like when you go get the picture, I think you like spit in your hand or like wipe your asshole. You finger your asshole, and then you go shake his hand.
Yeah.
And then when you get the picture with him, then you get to edit like a cock in his mouth post-production.
Yes. Or
so
like,
nobody, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Or you go up to him, like shake his hand, put it around your back of your head, and then kneel down and like go up to his crotch and pretend like he's making you suck his dick. And then you blackmail him.
And then this one's going to the Iowa City Police Department. The ICPD.
Yeah. I say, gotcha, bitch. You better listen to Nebraska. This is getting leaked.
Gotcha, bitch.
Yeah. Just extremely like second place vibes from Iowa fans right there, going to get a pick with the Nebraska head coach.
Which is interesting because you'd think it'd be the other way around. Like Nebraska, nicest fans in college football. Like you'd think that it'd be vice versa because Iowa fans are just assholes.
Right. But we don't do that around here. Hill, if I saw Kirk, I might, be like, hey, Kirk, go Big Red is what I would. That's all I would say. I'd never ask for a picture, never ask for an autograph, anything like that.
But definitely not an autograph.
No.
I'd start chirping.
Or if you get like an autograph, it's like Kirk Ferentz is stupid, or
Yeah.
Hey, Kirk. So does your son have to move back into your basement now? He can't call plays anymore, or how does that whole thing work?
Oh God,
Exactly.
where did I? Anyway, yeah.
Is Brian Ferentz still on staff?
I was about to ask that same thing. I was like, where did he end up? I gotta look this up.
I don't. I feel like he could have probably put him down to like an offensive analyst or something.
I think
like
that he is in the league, coaching like an O line in the league somewhere.
Really?
But I don't know.
I heard Iowa got mad again because one of their analysts got promoted to being the wide receivers coach, and he totally doesn't look like a wide receivers coach. It's like you're gonna have Iowa City kids only wanting to play for this guy. I have no idea what his name is, but he doesn't look like a guy. Like we got Garrett McGuire. He might not look like a wide receivers coach, but he's young. He can relate to all the guys on the team, and he's smart as fuck. I mean, he's 24 years old and he's coaching college football, and who knows, he might find a new landing spot with his dad at Texas Tech or something pretty soon here. But you got like a 33, 34-year-old guy coaching at Iowa wide receivers who's probably never coached wide receivers before. This Iowa offense, I don't even know if they'll be better next year. Any word on Brian?
No, there's no word on Brian, but I hate to bring this back up. I'm looking at his Wikipedia. The Board of Regents in the state of Iowa had to pay the defendant, like 12 of the Iowa football players, $4 million because of the racial bias accusations against Brian Ferentz and Kirk and Gary Barta, the AD.
Wow.
I forgot that about all that.
You're deciding between Nebraska and Iowa. Just remember.
They're racist.
Boys are a little racist over there.
A little bit racist.
But yeah, no, I don't think he's coaching. Yeah, good riddance. We don't need that in the Big Ten.
No, it'll make the whole Big Ten better.
Exactly. Addition by subtraction.
Yeah. Enough about Iowa then here, folks. Let's talk about the up and coming Nebraska football guys. This past weekend, Nebraska had their state wrestling tournament, and our boy, who's been committed since he was, I think maybe a freshman, or if not a sophomore in high school, Tyson Terry, class of 2025, 6'2", 285, wins his third state wrestling championship in a row, going for his fourth next year. Are we just breeding polar bears now? Is Nebraska breeding polar bears on the defensive line?
We might be.
Tyson Terry might as well be the next polar bear, dude. He probably will be. Dude, he's 6'2", 285. And Nash Hutmacher, also a star wrestler, never lost a match in high school. In South Dakota, I'd have to imagine Nebraska's wrestling, there's a little bit more talent in Nebraska. And Tyson Terry's going Class A. He's not in Fremont doing Class B. This is Class A state wrestling, and Tyson Terry has won his third state championship, going for 4 next year, and he's a motherfucking Husker out of Omaha North.
And that shit. Did you guys watch like the highlights of that final match, that championship match? I know it's high school, and we can go about that all day, but he finished the dude in like 2 minutes. He got the guy down on the ground like 30 seconds. The guy never had a chance. He was just fighting to stay up with one arm. It was pretty awesome to watch. It was pretty awesome to watch. He just dominated him. You just tell like, okay, he's way stronger than he is. No chance.
Yeah, bro. And that's the thing too, man. He's already 285 pounds. He has 1 more year of high school left. and then he starts eating some Omaha steaks. And who even this dude could be the scariest motherfucker in the Big Ten his freshman year.
This is a big
I'm not going
boy.
to put it against him.
He's a big boy. And he's a dog. He's got that dog mentality.
Yeah. He had offers from Colorado, more regional offers. Like Colorado, Kansas, Iowa State, Iowa, nothing really in the West or East or South. Vanderbilt offered him, but
USC tried coming and taking a look at him, but he told him he's all in.
Who tried to take a look at him?
USC last year.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think that Nebraska hopped on him so quick, and he's a Husker at heart. So it's like at that point, it's like, why even try for this kid? Because he's a big red through and through. He bleeds reds and he shits corn since he was in diapers. You're not gonna flip this kid. He's a fucking Husker. So that's sick, man. Tyson Terry. I'm excited to see him. TT. I'm gonna call him TT. I'm gonna call that boy TT. Get a TT.
Spot Rose coaching TT.
Yeah, get a TT. Come on, man.
What's this next headline here, Eddie? I mean, I've been intrigued with this one the whole day.
This is another one that I kind of stole from Twitter as well. I've just been on the Twitter and things have caught my attention, and I'd like to get your guys' opinions on them. Oregon, 0 national championships. There was a meme. It was like, to this day, Oregon has 86 million uniform combinations, but still 0 national championships, which kind of made me think it's like, yeah, but there's kind of still, they've been in the national spotlight since like the early 2010s, since Chip Kelly coached them, and then Marcus Mariota, they made it to the national championship. Would you guys, here's a little would you rather, would you give up a Nebraska football national championship to have success, to pretty much have like the same thing as Oregon did in the early 2000s to now?
No.
So we could just have a little bit of like
just one?
Just one.
No.
No?
No.
Why'd you say just one then?
I know. I just had to double check. I was just making sure. I was like, wait, just one? Maybe like the one in the 70s. One of those could go.
Yeah, dude. Fucking take out the 71, bro. I don't care. And then I don't know.
No,
man.
because 5 national championships is fucking like we're in rare territory up there, dude.
That's true, but then also there's just the argument of, is Nebraska even a blue blood anymore because you guys haven't done shit?
Eddie, what the fuck are you saying? Are you buying into fucking Twitter, Eddie? I don't even know what's coming out of your fucking mouth right now. How could you even think? Why would I give up a fucking national championship to be like fucking Oregon? What the fuck? No. We're Nebraska. We are the best
the fucking
team
devil's
in the nation.
advocate here, bud.
I don't give a shit what you're being. It's pissing me off, okay?
Okay. So Aaron would not give up a national championship.
No, we're not doing
Aaron
that.
would not give up a national championship.
No.
Okay, noted. Eli, what do you think?
That's a tough one.
Oh,
no! What timing?
We lost E-Rock, man. He'll get back. He still has the invitation, right? Or maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just resend that. I mean, Aaron, I'm just. Well,
here you go. He's already back in.
Okay. E-Rock, what do you think? E-Rock's back.
My bad, fellas. My bad. Fuck. I don't know if I would give up a national championship, because if we do have a little bit of sustained success like we did with Bo Pelini early on in his little coaching career, we were kind of at the 9, 8, 9. All of this adversity we're going through right now is, since Husker Hype Radio's been going, we've been at the low. You know what has to happen when you go low and low? That thing's on the trajectory coming up.
Right. And that's kind of what we've been built on here. Like, don't be with us now if we're not when we're hoisting up down. Like that's very true. It's almost the butterfly effect, where it's like, if we would have been good, would we have Matt Rhule right now? Would we be at this point right now where the tides are fucking turning, and it's you soon know Nebraska's about to come down and strike vengeance on college football. That's, I think, and everything happens for a reason, right? But I feel like it just would have been nice every now and then to be like, motherfucker, shut up. We're in a New Year's 6. We've been in the New Year's 6. We got all these boys, and I don't know, man.
Fuck the New Year's 6.
All right, here's perspective, Eddie. Here's perspective. Tom Osborne coached from 1973 to 1997, but his first natty wasn't until 94. 94.
Right.
Buddy went 21 years without winning a dick. And then
he was still winning dick. He wasn't getting the whole thing.
Okay.
I mean, he had the dick in his hands.
That's true.
He went to the fucking national
he had
championship
12,
in like
he had 12
82
Big
or 84.
8, 12 Big 8 titles, and 1 Big 12 title.
Yeah.
In his only year in the Big 12.
So I mean, like, they were still winning then, but dude, we've just
That's
been
true.
in such
That's
a
true.
fucking
I guess that's a
slump
good point.
where it's like, Jesus, brother, can we just have something?
It's coming.
Man?
It's coming, man. It's
coming. And that's what's going to make all these wins in the next coming years feel so good, is because we didn't have shit. We fucking grew up in our teenage years, man. And we've lost a lot of guys, a lot of fans that I don't know. I just know a couple of guys that have been like, I'm done with Nebraska football. I've never been done with Nebraska football.
All right,
I'm never going to be done with Nebraska football.
Yeah, we gotta start moving this fucking topic around.
I agree, man. I don't think I would take away a national championship, but I guess it's kind of like a quick high almost.
Oregon's particularly impressive though, because they've had 3 coaches since they've been like dominant in the last 20 years.
And success over, dude. They had Chip Kelly, then what's his name, Helfrich, Cristobal, and now Lanning, and all of those guys probably had a 9-win season. Whereas Nebraska, we've had the same amount of coaches, and only 1 out of the 4 of those fucking coaches ever won 9 or 10 games.
All right.
So it's just throw me a quick freaking bone here and give me a good season, like a random fucking, I don't know.
I did listen to Coach Rhule talk at a press conference on ESPN yesterday, and he was just talking about, he's like, yeah, we were 5-3. We had a great position to have blah 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 of a season, and he's like, then we finished 5-7, and I was like, dude, we could have fucking finished like 9-3, boys. Imagine that could have been that. That could have been this year. The year you're talking about could have just happened.
And week 8, those last 6 games, we were going, okay, we'll definitely go into Michigan State, win that one. We'll definitely, Maryland's going to, we're going to fucking win that one. And then what happens, dude? It's the Husker fucking curse, or something is above our heads.
Too many TikToks. Too many fucking TikToks out of Nebraska.
Yeah.
That's if I have one bugaboo, coach, no more TikTok. No more fucking TikTok.
It's year 1. It was year 1 of Matt Rhule. We had 5 wins.
And we're not doing that anymore. Matt Rhule said, he's like, yeah, those inside the Nebraska during the games, he was like, that was cool and all, but I don't think that we'll be continuing that moving forward. The locker room speeches, we got to see what was going on inside. That was sick for the fans, but you want to keep that shit in the locker room. As cool as it is for us to see, that's something that needs to be kept within the fucking program,
Yeah, within the walls. Yep, for sure. I agree.
Yeah. Like maybe at the end of the year, you release, when we win the national championship, like some old documentary, like they did with the
like a hype video
95 team. Yeah. Right. But during the fucking season, dude, I don't want to see that shit. As cool as it is, it just puts like too much pressure almost on the team to fucking.
And it's like a show. It's not like we're playing ball. It's like we're fucking performing.
Exactly. It's like Hard Knocks, like a mini Hard Knocks.
Right.
Yeah. Well, okay. So fuck Oregon, even though they've been better than us than this past decade. Fuck them. I wouldn't trade places with them. I'd keep in that national championship, and they still have 0. So piss on that, Oregon. Piss on that.
Piss on you.
Okay, here's another one. I came up with this one myself now, out of my own noggin, boys. Out of my own noggin. I thought about Matt Rhule, his press conference after National Signing Day, and he was talking about how both Rahmir Johnson and Gabe Ervin are going to be limited, if not out, for spring ball. Both of them have shoulder injuries. So it begs the question, these guys, as good as they are, and as the potential that we can both see them having, if they keep having the injury bug, man, I mean, what do they go down as is Nebraska football history?
Another thing I don't get is Buddy. I can't remember at this point. I can't remember which one that originally had this, because the one was a hip and one was a shoulder.
Rahmir had the shoulder and Gabe had the hip.
Yeah. So Rahmir, like that happened like week 4. That's like we're talking September.
Right.
It's been like 8 months, 7 months.
Right. So
what are we doing here?
Exactly. And I mean, Iraq, what do you think? Like, what do we call these running backs right now? Gabe, Ervin, and Rahmir. If they can't stay healthy, do we? I mean, I'm not going to give up on them, but come fall practice and fall camp comes around, and these guys are still injured, then I don't feel like we can rely on these guys, and it's going to be the Dante Dowdle, Emmett Johnson show, you know.
There's about 3 things I got to put on that one. It's the best ability is availability. So if you're not available, there's no point in all the hype because you ain't doing shit. 2 is Matt Rhule. I trust what he's doing because we're not like Scott Frost team where we're going to be throwing the ball all practice. It's Big Ten football in practice. We're hitting each other in the mouth 1v1. So you don't want to put Gabe Ervin out there because you know he's a talented player, then have him get hurt, not be able to play during the time that actually matters. Right. So I trust Matt Rhule's process and what he's doing.
That's tough too, because like you said, we're not doing patty cake practices anymore. We're doing 11 on 11, best on best in practice now. But if these guys don't get any looks in practice, then how can you trust them come game time? It's a tough decision. And I mean, really last year, dude, we had so many injuries, and I don't want to be this guy, but do we have a little bit to blame for Corey Coleman on this? Is our strength coach maybe part of the reason why we're getting all these injuries?
No, dude, we have like state-of-the-art like facilities and recovery stuff. I feel like
we do.
I don't know if it's something with the program that's injuring these guys.
Do you think it's just more of the injury bug just hit us really hard last year? Or do you think I mean, yeah, we do have state-of-the-art stuff, but it comes down to what you're doing with it. Like we can have these guys on a righteous program and they're squatting, benching, deadlifted, all these crazy numbers. But what about the band works that they're doing or things like that?
I'm sure they got that
recovery and therapy.
I'm sure they have that dialed in. And that's recovery is something that Rhule always talks about whenever he talks. In the press conference I watched this week, he said, I always like my guy to train hard, but that means I have to make him recover hard too. And we're really invested in that. So I don't think that that's something that he's overlooked.
Yeah. It's just,
I think it's the same thing as what I was just saying with Scott Frost, how players are still adjusting to Scott Frost. We didn't do tackling during, and that's why we came out versus Northwestern. We're missing 40 fucking tackles against a 1-win team.
Right.
This team tackles a lot better because we practice tackling a lot more. People are going to get hurt when you tackle more, and their body just aren't used to getting cracked. 8 months out of the 12? So injuries are going to happen.
That's all. Yeah. I think that's a big part of playing it too, is where they were under a coaching staff that didn't have them hit, and now you're getting hit all the time now. I feel that's going to take a toll on your body. You're going to have to get used to that, and it might be a couple of years until guys come into the program and fucking keep getting hit all the time, and that's what they're used to. That's what they know, rather than coming from another one and being a little like blown back by it. Yep. It's interesting, man. But I feel bad and also just confused on how Rahmir and Gabe Ervin keep getting fucking injured, dude. And it's also we're not tackling or even practicing right now, dude. All they're doing is fucking lifting and doing like working out and shit. How do you have a shoulder injury in the middle of a fucking off season?
Is it a new injury or is it the pre-existing one?
Well, Gabe's is definitely new.
Yeah.
Because Gabe had the hip and now it's his shoulder. I mean, Rahmir, it might be the same shoulder, but Gabe's is definitely a new shoulder injury. And then he tore his ACL his freshman year. So it's been ACL, hip, and now up to the shoulder for Gabe. And you look at him and you're like, he's a big, strong dude. Like you see the pictures of Gabe Ervin Jr. Like, I do not want to go in front of this motherfucker. It's just confusing to me, I guess. Very confusing.
Yeah. But Gabe's been hurt though a few years in a row. And Rahmir got hurt last year as well. So I feel like it's not necessarily something like with this like team, you know what I'm saying, or with this coaching staff. But
and then last year when you look at the injuries, it was more guys on offense definitely than defense. Like almost our whole fucking offense got wiped out.
Yeah.
When then Deshaun Singleton, Luke Reimer, Heinrich were really the only like big guys on defense that got injured. But I mean, offense, it was IGC, Marcus Washington, Gabe, Rahmir, Ethan Piper, Turner, Teddy, Jeff, Harbarg, Chuba, Billy Kemp. All those guys are on fucking offense, dude.
That's
so
true.
It's like, are these black shirts just laying the fucking wood in practice and this offense needs to step up?
Yes.
You could look at it that way too, where it's
that's what we're going to go with here at Husker Hype Radio.
This defense, this black shirt football defense is a step ahead of the offense, and these boys need they need to come to fruition.
Also, it makes you think, not even think, just we need to take a step back on Marcus Satterfield, and you can't judge a coordinator with a all-freshman team pretty much.
All-freshman team, fucking 8 of 11 starters at one point were all fucking hurt. Yeah, that's super tough. We never really do think about that when talking about Marcus and his play calling, or it's like, dude, he's pulling the broken Pringles at the bottom of the can right now, trying to make something out of it, you know?
we hash that out. Give us some credit, Eddie. Husker Hype Radio hash that out.
Yeah, we have. All right. Well, prayers to Gabe and Rahmir. Let's hope they're fucking healthy for the start of fall practice. Let's talk about the NCAA universe, gang. The NCAA College Football 25 hype video has finally dropped. It's coming out this summer. People said that there was like a little Easter egg saying it was coming out on 6/7, so June 7th, 2024. I can't wait to beat your fucking guy's ass.
I'm going to definitely be getting this game. That's the game I played the most growing up other than Call of Duty, and I'm so lit.
Dude, I think I'm going to buy a PS5 just for this game. Like, I don't have the new console yet. Like, I think I'm going to split a PS5 with DJ Faders and buy this fucking game.
You are always one of those guys that wants to split shit with people, but it's like, what happens when one of you move away?
Well, then we'll flip a coin, dude.
We got somebody has to pay the other half. Somebody just pays the other half.
Yeah, just pay the other half then.
Then why don't you just fucking pay for it if you want to keep it?
Well, I don't know if I want to keep it or not, or we can sell it together and split the.
Okay. That last option I haven't thought of too much. I'll be honest.
Okay. So the game has been announced, man, and here's like from 14, basically a decade, we didn't get to play as some amazing college football players. Who would you have liked to have played as? In NCAA.
I was looking at the list of recent Heisman, and I was like, dude, fucking any of them. Like Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Be sick.
Lamar,
dude. Give me Lamar.
Marcus Mariota.
He was in the game.
He was?
Yep.
Oh, shit.
Kyler Murray would have been a fucking crazy maniac. Joe Burrow. Bryce would have been sick. Dude, Jaden Daniels, Kale. Yeah, any of the Heisman quarterbacks would have been lit.
Dude, and like the 2019 LSU team, I feel would have been very fun to play as.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been the shit. What's going to be cool, too, is it's not going to be just guys like who you look at their little thing and it's thumbs. It's actually going to be the players.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
And like, it's so stupid, I feel, dude. If you want more money to be in the game, it's like, okay, then don't be in the game. We'll change your likeness. If you're a black dude, you'll be a white dude in the game. If you're a white dude, you'll be a black dude. You'll have a completely different number. Don't be in the fucking game. It doesn't matter, dude. Like, however much money you're getting, you're in a fucking video game, bro.
And like, I wonder what the details are of like Madden, because I feel like Why would you not want to be in the fucking game?
Yeah, that's my point exactly, dude. Like,
Because
who cares how much you're getting
in the,
paid?
or even when you were in the NFL, like you're gonna get paid off of the same shit for Madden. I can't imagine like Madden has that much more numbers than NCAA.
Right. And dude, I think that once this game comes back, it might blow Madden out of the
Yeah,
water for sales. Definitely the first year.
It
it's
will.
been 10 years, boys.
Yeah,
Shit.
dude. Yeah. And I would argue that when both of the games were out, NCAA was way more fun to play.
And Madden has been on a downhill ever since they're like new controls and like trying to make it way too realistic and adding dumb stuff.
It's the same fucking copy over and over, dude. It's the same fuck. I mean, you can't really change too much about sports games in the first place.
No, dude, but like, have you had like the new controls where it's like you have to hold the button a certain way or like hold your analog sticks a certain way, and like it's not
Oh,
just like the simple like fucking run, pass, jump, hurdle shit.
right, right. Yeah. More like competitive
Yeah, and
for
they just make it
competitive people.
harder so it's not like the skill range can be a lot higher than what it used to be because it's harder to be able to like navigate the controls themselves.
Yeah, dude. It's gonna be sick. I'm fucking so excited.
Most interesting thing will be
Um,
the transfer portal and how that all ties into it, and how you'll be recruiting somebody. It's gonna be like a all freshman. You love them, they gone. Gets paid NIL from some other school.
true.
I'd be
Yeah,
so fucking pissed.
dude. Yeah. Carter Nelson gets invited on a boat in Florida with a ton of hookers. Now he's transferring to Florida State. Yeah, dude. That it'll be fun. It'll be fun. It's gonna be sick. Um, we got 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. What do we think here? I feel like we can maybe save the. We got some plays drawn up for NCAA. We might open with that next week. We don't have too much time. Let's just talk about the fucking bullshit and how no Husker players were invited to the NFL Combine. I'm gonna look at this. I'm gonna take a positive spin on this and say that all our guys are not even going to the NFL. The impact players on the team are not even guys that are going to the NFL, dude. Like maybe like Reimer maybe should be invited to the combine, but everyone else, dude, they're here to stay. T-Rob, our 6-year guys,
Yeah.
everyone's staying, dude. So it's
Quentin
like
Nelson kind of surprises me too, him not being invited.
who?
Quentin Newsom.
Oh yeah, Quentin Newsom, Omar Brown. Yeah, I feel like those because Omar Brown made and Newsom made the Senior Bowl too, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a little interesting. But fuck them.
We'll be there
Not
next
fuck.
year.
Yeah, yeah. And that's the spin that I'm going to take on the NFL Combine is that we just got all our guys are still on the fucking team.
Mhm, I like that.
Yeah. It sucks. I mean, I guess it's not good for the rest of the what the nation looks at it like, but we know what we got cooking in Nebraska, and that's all I got to say. Anything else, fellas?
Not too much. Good times
Go
are
Big
coming.
Red.
Good times are ahead.
Go Big Red. That was episode number 41 of the Husker Hype Radio podcast. Always a good time here. Fellas, I think I feel like we really had a good podcast there. We were just going back and forth riffing some good topics in the middle of the off season where, there's not too much shit to talk about. We talked about some shit. It was a good podcast. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe on YouTube, fucking Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Aaron's blowing up on TikTok lately, baby. Go comment. As always, bleed red, shit corn, go, big, red.
Go Big Red.
Peace.